Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is almost 2 o'clock, which means it's almost time for Talk to Me Tuesday. Um, Giving guys a minute to go ahead get in here. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this. So you have a few minutes. We're going to start at 2 o'clock. Mm. Mhm. So good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I'm giving people a little bit of time to get in here. I, of course, am Millie with Credit One USA, and we do this every Tuesday, almost. Most Tuesdays. Occasionally, I get caught in a long meeting or something like that, and I can't make it. But we go live every Tuesday where we talk about various credit topics. This week is actually going to be a free week, kind of. So I'm just going to answer your questions. Live right here. So come on in, join us, put your questions up. Let's get it going. I'll be here as long as you guys are here or until 3 o'clock, whichever comes first. So you got me for a whole hour answering credit questions live. I know it's tax season, so a lot of people are trying to settle debt. So I did do a couple of um, episodes recently on how to settle debt. I know we've been talking about taxes um, and student loans. So there's a couple of videos on your student loans and what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing and things of that nature. So if you have questions about that, you can ask them now, or you can actually go back and look at one of the other videos that goes and has a lot more information just around that topic. I just got a couple more groups to invite, and then I'll be done and ready to go live. I'm excited. I missed you guys last week. It was a tough week. Was last week a holiday? No, it wasn't. Last week was almost a holiday. It kind of was a holiday. Um, yeah. March is a really big month for my family. We have a lot of birthdays. In fact, today is my niece's birthday. Happy birthday, Pooh. Um, and so we had, let's just see, Friday was a birthday, Saturday was a birthday, this coming Saturday was a this coming Sunday's a birthday, last Sunday was a birthday, last week before that was my mama's birthday. Yeah, so we just be doing a lot of family, and so it gets a little time consuming, and with everything I kind of just got lost. How's y'all Tuesdays going? Talk to me. I like it when you guys talk back. If y'all don't talk to me, I won't be here because that's what Talk to Me Tuesday's for. I'm here for an hour. I reserve it every Tuesday to answer your credit questions live. So if you have questions, go ahead and post them now. I got about 3 more groups to do, and then I will be ready to answer. I hope you guys are having a terrific Tuesday. Um, Sorry, bear with me. Just getting ready. Sorry. Okay. Make sure I got everything done. Okay. Okay, I was just reading a little notification. All right, everyone. It is officially 2 o'clock. So again, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. I am Millie with Credit One USA. We come here live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. so we can discuss various credit topics and answer your credit questions. The 750 Score Challenge is part of Credit One USA's mission to help improve lives one score at a time. The motto is better homes, better loans, better opportunities, better communities. And as part of the 750 Score Challenge, we sponsor Talk to Me Tuesday, where we bring you various credit education topics so that you are getting accurate information from a reliable source. Um, Today is kind of a free day. I've been answering questions based on topics that I've been asked in the past. And this week I didn't have anything. So I'm here live to answer your credit topics and answer your credit questions. So um, if you have questions, go ahead and you can post them live and I will answer those. I will say, just to cover a couple of things that we've talked about in the recent past, is number one, if you are settling your debts, make sure you check out the video on debt settlement and how to do that and the order in which to put that information to make sure that you are paying off debts in a way that helps to build your credit. I see a lot of people at this time who just go for free for all and paying off all kind of debts, and they're left with little or no money and their credit isn't improved. So make sure you are maximizing your refunds and your information so that you're getting the credit score that you want while you're making that financial investment and commitment to yourself. The other thing is student loans. They're still being deferred. They're supposed to be on deferment till June, till the end of May now, not June, depending on your date in May. You may have to pay in May or you may not have to pay till June. Also, this is a really good time to make sure, if you were in default before COVID, now your loans are in forbearance, that you're working a plan for how to move forward. This may mean an income driven repayment option. This may mean a consolidation. This may mean, what's the other one I call? Rehabilitation. So, whatever option that's going to work best for you to help you reach your credit goal, make sure that you're working on that, because student loans, at some point, this forbearance that they're putting us in the government, deferment, I should call it, is going to come to an end. And then you want to make sure that you're able to still move forward with that. If your loans were in default, they'll be back in default. And you want to make sure that you're not in default anymore, especially if you're trying to be a homeowner. One of the things I did want to point out, and this is something that a customer and I was talking about recently. If your student loans were in default and you've reached the statute of limitations for it to report to your credit, that does not mean you no longer have to pay that debt. And in fact, if you're trying to purchase a home or something like that using government money, that's FHA loans, HUD, down payment assistance, that kind of stuff, they have a system called Cavers where they can still find out that you owe money, and it doesn't matter that it's not on your credit report. That system will prevent you from being able to qualify for a home through that source. So make sure you're actually dealing with your debts. A lot of times people don't want to deal with their debt. They kind of think if it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not reporting, it's not real. It's still very, very, very real. You want to make sure you take care of that very real debt so that you don't have these issues. Okay. So that was the one I wanted to talk about. Student loans. I talked about debt settling. Credit cards. Same rules apply. Go back, check one of my 15, 20 videos on credit cards, how to pay them, when to carry balance, best credit cards for you. Those are all important. And keep in mind your credit cards and credit cards that are good for you are as unique as you are. So what works for Millie may not always be the best card for you. So it starts by knowing what you want. Everything with credit is about what do you want out of life? What is the lifestyle that you want to live? Because credit is designed to help you be you. It is not for anything else. It is not because you need to buy a house or you need to buy a car. If you want a house and you want a car, helps you to do that. This is an avenue to make that easier. This is an avenue to make your dreams a reality. That's what this whole process is about. The purpose of credit repair is not to help you to get further into debt. It is literally the gateway to the lifestyle that you want. This is a tool and a resource to help you to be the best version of yourself. So if you want to, go on the beach there and live off a beach, there's credit cards to help you get there. There's credit to help you get there so that you can have that and that be your lifestyle. If you want to, become a millionaire, there's an avenue for that. Credit helps you to do that. But the purpose of your credit and improving your credit is not to buy more stuff. The purpose of improving your credit goes back to helping you to live the lifestyle that you want. And our goal here is just simply economic freedom. So we want you to be free. That's it. That's why we're here. I'm not sure why you called me today. It's not a good meeting day. Anywho, so I'm here to answer your credit questions live. I'm going to see if I get some questions. I see a lot of people watching. I don't see any questions. So I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. And if y'all don't ask questions, I'm going to jump off of here. My phone is literally ringing right now. Yeah. I'm not sure why you keep calling my phone. Sorry about that. Hey, Miss Clark, how are you today, love? Are you having a happy Tuesday? I know I went over a lot really fast, but that's kind of how I do it because this time is for you. So if I see questions, we'll get those through those. If not, I'm going to jump out of here because I'm doing well. I'm always doing good on Tuesdays. I don't care if the sun is shining or if it's storming and snowing. It's Tuesday and I get to talk to you guys. And that just kind of makes my Tuesday great. So I love that part. It's one of the best parts in what I do. It's always good when I get to talk to members, when I get to talk to people who need help accomplishing and reaching their goal. That's kind of what I'm here for. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of went over everything that I needed to go over. I'm gonna give it to 2:15, and if I don't see any more questions, I'm gonna jump out of here. How can you remove a closed account off your credit? Hi. So let's talk about this. When you say a closed account simply just means that it's no longer open. Is it a charge off? Is it written off? Is it a charge off? Is it a write off? Did you pay it and close it? Was it paid as agreed? All of these things matter when we're talking about how to get it off of your credit. So some of those things may mean that you don't want it off your credit. So let's just say you had a credit card and you had it for about 3 years. You closed it last year. You closed it out at a zero balance. It was paid off. Kind of want to keep it. It helps build your. Okay, so now we're talking about it. Now it's a charge off. Did you pay the charge off? because there's a different types of disputing for accounts that were paid off and accounts that are charged off. Be clear, a closed charged off account just means creditors don't think that they're going to get their money, so they charge it off their active books. It doesn't mean that you don't owe the debt anymore. So, with it being a closed charge off account, they don't think they're going to get their money. And how old is the debt? When did you first go into delinquency? Because this may be a debt. If it's a recent charge off, you may want to do a settlement offer for deletion. If we're talking about a debt that's 6 years old, they can't collect on it, you might want to dispute it. So it kind of really depends on that. Is the information accurate? Is the information complete? These are a lot of the things that you want to look at when doing that. But based on that, it does mean that there may be some avenues in which you can challenge the debt to have it removed, but there also may be some options where you may need to do a settlement and negotiate terms and conditions to get it removed. So there's a couple of options you can go with on that one. So I know that was a lot, but that's kind of a whole lot that goes into that. Now, Pernice, you said it seems as though my credit score has went down since I purchased my house a year ago. How can I get it back up? So when you purchase a home, there's usually a couple of things that happens. You normally get inquiries. So you normally get an inquiry, usually a pre-approval, and then at least another one at closing. So you probably got about 6 new inquiries between your 3 credit reports. So I would look to see how many inquiries I had in time, because that may be something that's impacting your score. Also, because you just took on a lot more debt, 80% of you, well, not 80%, about 3% of your credit score is based on the amount of installment that you have. So that's going to take a little bit of time to rebound because, like I said, you just took on a big bill. The other thing is, what you can do to offset it is check out your credit card balances. You want to make sure that you don't have reported balances on multiple credit cards. Having balances on 1 or 2 credit cards and you have about 5 or 6, that's cool. Having balances on both of your credit cards and you only have 2 might be another thing that's hurting your score. So sometimes you'll take a small dip from purchasing a home, but if you notice it's a large impact to your score, there's usually something else going on there. So you probably want to take a look at that and see what's going on. So there's that. Hey, Jordan, how are you, love? Me and my daughter were talking about your son the other day. I cannot believe we're getting ready for junior prom. Text me later because I got to ask you some questions about that. Hey, Chris, how are you today, love? I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday also. Yeah, y'all, it's prom season. I can't believe it. Okay, I don't cry live on TV or the internet. I might cry live on the internet, but I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not going to continually think about what my daughter is doing in a couple weeks because I can't believe that my baby is that grown. I can't believe it. It's a lot. She's pretty big up. I was told I need to get some credit, but I don't know where to start. I have a Capital One card already. Okay, so here's the thing. We just talked about 2 different things, and a lot of times people want to build their credit, and it's not necessarily that they need to get more credit. The credit that they have is they need to improve their credit before they build. So the very first thing I would suggest doing, Lucinda, is looking at your credit profile. Look at some of the accounts that you have. If you have multiple lates, multiple charge-offs, collections, you probably want to start by doing some repair work before you do building. I normally use this example, and I'm not saying your credit is in the situation, but I normally use this example. If you take credit out the situation, you're thinking about selling your house. And you're like, oh, I need to do some stuff before I can sell my house. I'm going to paint this front door. That sounds really good, except there's a hole in the roof. I'm going to need you to fix the hole in the roof before you start painting the front door. Because when people come to buy that house, they're like, oh, it's a pretty front door. And then they walk in and they're like, but it's leaking. I don't really care that the front door is cute and that I recently got new siding. Fix the hole in the roof. The same kind of concept is true with your credit. Sometimes we need to take an assessment of the negative information because what you'll qualify for in terms of accounts is different when you have open derogatory information than when you've taken care of that and now you're moving forward. Um, the best indicator of what you'll do in the future is what you've done in the past. So if your recent past looks really challenging still, adding to your profile won't necessarily help you. Now, you do want to make sure first and foremost that you're managing what you have. You stated you had a Capital One. You want to make sure that your limits on that card, your balance on the card is between 0 to 6% of the limit. So what that means is for every $100 that you have available, it never reports more than $6. So if you have a $100 limit, it never reports a balance more than $6. You have a $200 limit, $12, $300, $18. You get the point. So 6% utilization or less. Um, Depending on your credit profile, you may need to have at least 1% utilization, meaning a dollar for every $100. So $200, $2. Just have it report a balance of that. That way you have some activity because you may have what they call a limited credit profile, but also take a chance and look at some of those old negative information, those old adverse accounts that may be challenging your credit so that your good isn't shining great enough. And then start building. I typically say when you're starting building, revolving accounts are the best, unsecured, because if it's secured, then that means I don't trust you. And if I don't trust you, how can I build with you? I know a lot of banks and a lot of bank tellers used to fuss at me about that. Millie, secure credit cards aren't that bad. They are. But y'all get a commit. Y'all get, that's how you guys make money, is you loan money that people give you. I get that. So at an interest. So that makes sense for you to think that they're good. But from a creditor's perspective or a lender's perspective, it's not. I don't trust you, so I make you put your money up front. And if I don't trust you, I don't trust you. And if I don't trust you and I tell other people I don't trust you, aka reporting it as a secured credit card, then other people know I don't trust you. If you were in a relationship and your man had to have your location services on and you had to check in everywhere you went, you would realize that he didn't trust you. How long would that relationship work? And how long before your friends start talking about you like, so you got to check in everywhere? Hey, babe, I made it to the grocery store. I'm grocery shopping. I'm about to leave the grocery store now. I'm headed home. I stopped by my mommy's house. I went and got some Starbucks. No, I'm not doing that. But the same kind of thing is true with your credit report. When you are, when it's reporting a secure credit card, you're saying, yeah, I didn't trust her, so I made her put her money up front. Nope. I ran a report again. I still don't trust her. That's why she's still put her money up front. Laughing at the secure credit card. Like, listen, the purpose of what I do is I'm a certified financial educator. So my goal when I give you information about credit is to put it into a realistic way that you can keep it. Hey, Miss Donna, how are you, babes? I like it when y'all join in and speak to me. Y'all know that gets me excited when y'all talk back to me because otherwise I'm literally looking at myself on my phone talking. I be needing y'all. I be needing y'all to talk back to me. Yeah. But the thing is, when we have these conversations, I want it to be something that you retain. And I can talk to you and say, when we're speaking of revolving accounts, the utilization of it is that, yeah, that matters. It matters. It's nice that I can speak the technical jargon, but at the end of the day, education is about making sure you understand it. And I talk to you guys the same way. Don't get offended. I talk to my children. I talk to my children in a way that they never have to deal with this problem because they know exactly what I mean. Being clear is super important. They just say when you write that you're supposed to write it or speak in a way that a third grader can understand. The purpose of doing that is because I want you guys to understand and know this for forever. I don't want credit to ever be a challenge that you have to deal with again. I don't want the reason that you don't get your house is because your credit score, or you don't get your car is because of your credit score. Because while other people see a house or a car as, oh, she got something else, I understand that that house means stability for your family, that your kids grow up in the same neighborhood, and they go to the same school, and they have something to come home, and it's and generational wealth building. I understand that that car may be, that means I have security on my job because I'm safe and I know I can get back and forth to work in reliable transportation, that I'm not embarrassed or ashamed about and renting a car every weekend or throwing money into a car that doesn't work. I understand that these things mean more. That good credit may mean I can finally leave this job that I hate and pursue my dream and my passion without worry or fear of losing it. I get the bigger picture, and I understand that that's what credit is for. Credit isn't here so I could go buy a Louis bag because I ain't never had a Louis bag, unless that's what you want. I remember when I got my first LV, I was like, boom, baby, I done made it. Now I don't necessarily like them that much anymore because they cost too much and I'm cheap. But I do have a couple of purses that I like. But it is the ability to live the lifestyle and do the things that I want to do, which is why I love credit. I love the freedom that this has brought me. The fact that I'm not worried when my kid pops up with an unexpected bill that, oh my God, my world is going to crash. That I'm not riding around on Maypops anymore. For y'all who don't know, I used to ride around on Maypops. Maypops means my tire may pop at any moment because I couldn't afford no tires. Now I buy sets at a time. I know I'm balling. Let me tell you something. I'm rich. And the reason I know I'm rich is because I can buy 4 tires at one time. That's wealthy, baby, right there. I don't know if y'all have ever bought tires before, but if you bought a set of 4 tires with your money, you got money. That's money, money. Yeah. See, stuff like that. And that's the thing, being able to buy tires. I remember I bought brand new tires for my daughter's car last year, and she wrecked it a month later. Total dead boy. A month after I bought brand new tires, and I wasn't even that bad. I was like, word, can't do nothing with them tires. I kind of wanted to take them tires off that car and sell them, but yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna stay on marketplace long enough to respond. None of that. I like that, Miss Donna. I'm not cheap. I'm frugal. I'm frugal. I actually, the truth is, I value my money differently. I look at money in terms of time, not in terms of dollars. And in terms of time, every purchase I make is so many hours that I'm not with my babies, or it's time that I could be on vacation, on the beach, doing something that I love to do. So when I'm not doing what I love to do here, I want to make sure that I'm doing what I love to do somewhere else. And I believe in living my life to the fullest. And part of that means using my money, which I have exchanged my time for, which is non refundable, for something that is equally non refundable. I want a life experience that when I get old and I can't do anything, that my memories keep me going. I want some memories that I am excited to share and some that I blush and won't tell nobody about. That's what it's for. And my credit lets me do that. My credit lets me go somewhere and be somebody that y'all will never meet because she doesn't exist. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. And so right now I'm here to answer your credit questions live so that you too can go somewhere and be somebody else if that's what you want to be, or go somewhere and be you, or stay here and be you, or do whatever it is that you want to do, because that's what good credit allows you to do. Do what you want. You begin to qualify your creditors. You begin to qualify your where you spend your money, how you spend your money, who you have relationships with, because everybody's not deserving. And I want you to have the freedom to be able to pick what you want as opposed to doing what they say. So I got a few more minutes. If y'all have more questions, I can answer them, or I can drop this thing off at 2:30. Um, Sorry, my phone been going off like crazy today. It's Tuesday. Everybody wants to talk to me on Tuesday, but not through here. They like to text me. So if you have a credit question, I'm gonna do this. Okay. How do you get a late payments removed off your credit from your student loans? Navient had my old address when they originally sent my bills and notification. Didn't realize late payments until it's out on my credit report. Ooh, Jennifer, that may be a good one. How long ago was it? And that would be something that I would challenge. Hopefully it's more recent. Part of that actually is more for revolving accounts. The Fair Credit Billing Act says that it has to be for that, but that's open-ended accounts, and student loans aren't that. Have you tried calling them and letting them know, hey, I noticed that I had some late payments. I'd probably start by talking to them. Then I would challenge the information and I would say just that. And I would, if you have a copy of the bills that were sent to the wrong address, that may be very helpful in the disputing. But usually the student loans, well, let me not say usually. I've had experiences where the student loans understood the error that they made and they're willing to correct it. So sometimes they're willing to work with you. If they're willing to work with you, I would start there before moving on to actually challenging it. Um, because once you get into challenging student loans, it's a lot of work. Student loans are a hard fight. Um, might even be able to ask them to do a backdated deferment to offset it or a backdated forbearance. 3 years ago, and I did call them, but I didn't get a copy of the bill. Yeah, start by trying to call them, see, they may be a little more pliable if you get a different representative. Um, if not, ask for a copy of the old bills and then use that to challenge the information with the credit bureaus and say, hey, look, I wasn't here. I was never notified about this. I've challenged it. It was sent to the wrong information. This isn't an accurate depiction of me. If you need help, you can reach out to us and we'll see what we can do, taking a look at your profile to help with that. I love how you keep it simple and relatable. I try. Y'all know I try to when I do these talks to make sure that the information here is good. Because I want y'all to keep it. That's the point. Okay. If y'all have more questions, I got more time. So let's go. I told y'all I will give y'all up to 1 hour today. But again, it's based on answering your questions. Sorry. If you guys have questions and you would like to reach out to us, or if you're interested in getting services, you can call us at 855-273-3663. You can visit us online at www.creditoneUSA, or you can send us a message right here on Facebook. If you send us a message on Facebook, please send the message to Credit One USA. I think my messenger is turned off. It may still be on. I'm actually in a warning status, so I don't know. I apparently said something that was inappropriate, and Facebook's watching me now. So it's really important that you use the source that actually gets answers. So yeah, there's that part. So send your request and your information to Credit One USA. We typically respond within about 1 to 2 business days. If during business hours, if you contact us on a Friday night, don't expect a response till Monday or Tuesday. because we do not work weekends, we do not work holidays, we do not work all night long. We work Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And during that time, we are absolutely here to help you. Um, Trying to see if y'all have more questions because I'll be out here waiting. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna give it a few more seconds. Let me see if we do that. How much available credit should you have between your credits? I heard that you should have up to $50,000 in available credit. Do you need $50,000 in available credit? So here's the thing. There's no magic number that says you should have X amount of dollars available. It's a utilization thing. The utilization thing says you should use no more than 6% of your available credit. So you don't have to have $50,000 in credit before you're at good credit. You could have $1,000. It literally just depends on how much of your revolving available credit you're using. So the math is 0 to 6%. So let's just say you have four credit cards. 3 credit cards should have a 0 balance. And the 4th credit card should only be using 6% of the aggregate limit. So if this card is 250, 250, 250, 250, that's $1,000. This card can use $60 and these are set at 0. 6% of your total limit. That's all you want to do. No matter how it breaks down, you want it only to be at 6% utilization, but it's really more of that. Now, the other thing that I'll tell you is the number of accounts you need is between 6 and 10. The length of history that you want to average is between 6 and 10. The number of inquiries that you want to have is no more than 2 per year per bureau. But in terms of how much available credit you need, not necessarily. There's not a percentage for that. There's not a number for that. There's a percentage for it. So I think that's where people mess up a little bit. Now, depending on what you want to do, you may need more available credit for this particular thing. Let's just say you're investing. They want to know that your portfolio is able to hold so much revolving discretionary money. That's what credit cards and lines of credit are. They're open-ended revolving accounts. That means I can go back and reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. I can pay it and reuse the money. I can pay it and reuse the money. You can't do that with auto loan. If I send them $500, that's for the car. They're not gonna let me say, okay, well, let me get $350 of that back. No, that's not how this works. Trust me, I wish it was. I'd buy a car. But with that, because of that, it's literally just what you need for this particular thing, maybe looking for a specific amount available in your portfolio. But in general, in terms of your scoring, you just want to have low utilization. One, it keeps your interest rate down, but two, it also says that I don't really need you. And for some reason, credit bureaus and creditors like people that don't do that. Would you get an Amazon card? I got one. I have the Chase, Amazon Prime, whatever, little card. I do have that. It's one of my credit cards, and I like it because it's metal and it's kind of thick. It's not as my favorite like my Discover, but it is a really good card. Now, the reason I got this card is because the interest rate for me was low. Not that I pay interest because I pay it off every month. The interest rate was low. Some of the Prime benefits work for me, and 5% back on the stuff that I buy from Amazon, and I shop on Amazon on almost a daily basis, kind of works for me. But again, I recommend it for me because I'm an Amazonaholic. In fact, I got a package coming tomorrow. So for me, that card makes sense because again, when you're looking at credit cards, you want to get things that fit your lifestyle. Do I know what score is needed for that? No. Let me see. I might be able to tell you what credit bureau they use. Um, hey, boo. Um, I might be able to look it up. I'm gonna pull up my own personal credit report and see if I can tell you what credit bureau they use. If I still have my credit report. Um, this is terrible. I actually don't even have any of my credit reports in here. Sorry. Oh, that may not be the right one. Oh, let me try one other way. Oh, nope, that's the right way. They do normally offer it when you check out. I went the route to get it through Chase because I wanted to make sure I got the bank backed one and not the charge account. So Amazon has two. They have a charge account, which is store credit through Synchrony Bank, I think it is, and then they have the Chase one, which is offered through. They have the Amazon Prime through Chase. I don't recommend charge account through there because I think their interest rate, Synchrony Bank's interest rate across the board is usually 28%, and I don't like that. I think your credit score, I want to say you got to be at least a 670, 680. Mm, 640. So for the Amazon store card, it's a 640. I just looked it up. So however, to get the card through Chase, it looks like it needs to be above a 680. So those are the two different scores. So keep in mind they have a charge account, and the charge account is only good for Amazon. Or you can get the Chase card, and the Chase card is good anywhere they accept Visa. I like the card because they offer three things. One, they do 5% back on Amazon, 2% back on food and grocery shopping and gas. 1% on everything else, but they also have their secondary on your car insurance. Their secondary car insurance coverage for if you get in an auto accident. So you're renting a light. If you rent a car, you can use your credit card instead of taking out that personal insurance in case you get into a car accident. So I like it for that. That's my thing has always been this. Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. A long time ago, I got into a car accident and I didn't have the proper coverage, and it was a $40,000 bill. So I'm always looking to see is car rental covered. It's like my one thing that I look at is like, hey, did is this car covered? Do you cover cars? Because that's my thing. You know how if you ever get in an accident and you didn't have your seatbelt on, you always want to make sure you have your seatbelt on because you're nervous about it. So my thing is always being car insurance coverage. What about rental car insurance coverage? Those kind of things. So yeah. I have two starter credit cards with a monthly bill of $7.15, kind of like an annual fee. I got two new cards. Better should I close the starter cards even though they've been open longer? I have a 30-day late and a 6-day late on the starter cards for a few years ago. Do you have the lates on both of the starter cards? I would probably phase them out because $15 a month is a little expensive. You're paying what's that? 150 plus 30, 180 a year? Yeah, that's real expensive. I'd start with getting rid of that $15 a month card. that one would probably have to go. And then yeah, I would probably give it about another year. And then look at the other one, because the truth is you still want to keep that longevity. I know that you've had those cards for a while, but the negative history, um, yeah, the negative history isn't worth it. You want to make sure though you have those cards seasoned first. So that means you probably want to wait. I get rid of the $15, the 180 a year one yesterday. And then the other one I would probably kind of phase it out over the next 2 years. If there's an annual fee with it, next time they have an annual fee, I would say something like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. They'll offer you a discount on the annual fee. And then the following year, you go ahead and let that thing go. But paying $180 just for access to the card, I'm not that girl. I'm never. Mm-mm. The most you can get is I have one credit card I've had for about 5 or 6 years. I think that one, because I have an authorized user, for them to sit on my credit card costs me $5 a month, which is $60 a year. And the person who's the authorized user pays me that. You just got 2 new credit cards, that puts you at 4. I'd wait at least a year before I got anything else. You need to season some stuff. When you start asking a lot, you start to look like a beggar. And nobody wants to look like that. So wait about a year for that. And it's, how can you increase credit in less than a year? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do to increase your credit in less than a year. Paying down balances on open revolving credit cards, paying off, revolving lines of credit that you may have open and reporting to your credit bureaus, getting your unsecured personal loan balances under 80%, not having any late payments, potentially establishing new credit. It really depends on your credit profile, Katina, but there's a lot of things that you can do to boost your score. I can boost score in 60, 90 days. Depends on your credit profile. Now, the thing is, what's there? Now, if you got 5 repossessions and 3 of them happened last year, you're probably not going to get a big jump. If you got 4 maxed out credit cards and all you can make is the minimum payment on them, you're probably not going to get a big jump. But there are things you can do with that. So here's the thing. Let's talk about that. I'm so glad you asked about your profile. Your profile is what you are, is who you are. So here's the thing. So there's this. This is Millie. This is all of this, all that you see, this is Millie. If you take a picture of me from this angle, that would be like a credit report. You get to see me at a moment in time, and that's me. My picture on Facebook, that is a report. That would be like a credit report. That's what I look like at that particular moment. That's what I look like. Then there's another picture, and that's what I look like at that particular moment. And that's what lenders pull. They pull your credit report, which is a snapshot of what you look like at a particular moment. Your credit profile is who you are continuously. Every day I'm Millie. Some days I'm Millie and I got a little shink-a-dink, a little room. And other days I'm like, whatever, bro, I'm here. Yeah. Now, every day I'm pretty. Every day I got my mold. Some things follow me and are consistent. Other things change. Sometimes on your credit report, they got you on the day where your balances are just reported and you had high utilization, even though you normally get it once a year. When you pull your credit report once a year, that is your disclosure. That is a report. Your profile changes. Your profile is just who you are in the credit world. So that changes every day. So it's like you. Every day you're you, even though your picture may not look like you today. It may be from 3 years ago. It may be from 5 years ago. It may be from your birthday when you got all dressed up. But that's what I mean when I say your credit profile. That's who you are, your credit character. So when I say it depends on your profile, I'm saying it depends on the makeup of you, what it would take to improve your credit. The same way what it would take for me to look differently depends on me. You probably can't put no blonde hair, no blonde makeup on me because that's not my profile. So some things that may work for some people wouldn't necessarily work for you because that's not what your credit looks like. So I know profile, I just use that word because I don't like saying report, because depending on your credit bureau, there are, between the three credit bureaus, there are 28 different scores. So working on one particular score helps with this particular thing, but it doesn't necessarily build up who you are overall. That's why that's important. Hey, Crystal, it's been a minute. So, yes. Um, if you pull your credit report once a year, I actually do that. I monitor it using Credit Karma and Free Credit Score from Experian because I'm frugal and I don't like paying for things that I'm not using. So I look at that to monitor to make sure the creditors are reporting accurate information. The only way to get your 28 scores is actually to purchase them from MyFICO. It's $30 because FICO actually created the scoring system. It's not a part of the credit bureaus. So they charge for their stuff. Um, so do that. Do you offer services to boost your score based on an individual's credit file? Yes, we do. That's actually part of what we do. We help to challenge information that is negatively impacting your score to have it either removed or placed into a positive status to make sure the information is accurate and complete in connection with your consumer protection laws. We work with you in terms of debt management and debt settlement. So the accounts that are on your credit report that aren't under that show up the way lenders want to see, and that you're maximizing your credit, that it's working for you. So we may say pay down something, pay off something. We also work with you in terms of score building opportunities if necessary. Sometimes taking care of the things that exist and managing them differently is enough to increase your score, and you don't have to actually add to it. Other times, you may actually need to add to it, and we'll advise you on how to do that for longevity, not just so you can qualify for that house next month, but so that you can live the lifestyle that you want to live, and then you don't see that big jump dive afterwards. And we do credit education, of course, like this, because y'all got to know. So, how costly is this service? I'm so glad you asked that. To get started with our service, it is a $1 account setup fee, and then your first payment isn't due for 14 days. So, let's just say you got started today. It would be $1 today, March 15th. Your first payment wouldn't be for 14 days from the date that you and I actually have our review. So, we have an initial review where I sit down, I pull your credit profile, I pull all three of your credit disclosure reports, and we actually go over all of that information and come up with a plan based on your credit profile. Once we come up with that plan, 2 weeks from that date, you'll pay your payment. Now, we offer three payment options. You can pay for it weekly at $25 a week, bi-weekly at $45 every 2 weeks, or monthly at $89 a month, and it's offered on a month-to-month basis with no long-term contract. None of these requires that you pay for it years, 2 years to 5 years. I do have a customer who refuses to leave me. He should have been on here today, but he just loves me and he never wants to leave. So and he's just like, hey, Mel, I just need you to look at it, just monitor it and things of that nature. But there's no long-term contract. Once you reach your goal, you can stop. Some people choose to continue because, like I said, they'd be like, hey, I just don't want to mess this up. And we're here for that as well. So it really just depends on your. So you can pause and come back and absolutely. Yeah. The thing is, we want this to be something that works for you. I typically don't tell people to start it, especially if you have credit challenges. Don't start it unless you plan on doing something about it, because we're going to engage these creditors. So I don't want to engage Capital One that you stopped paying last year if you're not in a position where we're going to fight this, because I don't want to get 3 months in there and now they sending you letters and then you like, oh man, this is too much. I ignore it. I got to go away, because then they're going to still be contacting you and they may pursue you. And I don't want to poke the bear if we're not ready to fight the bear. So that works. I know. Oh, yay! Y'all, do y'all see Okay, so I'm going to show this comment for y'all who can't see because this just made my whole day. Crystal said, I want to give you your roses now. That ain't the part. I have listened and now I'm a homeowner with a $10,000 credit limit. Y'all see that? I'm happy for the day. This is why I'm here. Like this. Yay. Okay, no tears. Not even happy tears. No tears. Congratulations, baby doll. I'm so happy for you. Y'all, this is it. This is it. This is it. Y'all, like, that's it. I feel so good. I feel so happy. And yeah, no, this ain't mine, but yay. That's why we're here. Yay. Congratulations. I love it. I love it. Okay, no, I got 10 more minutes. I can make this. But yeah. So yeah, it works. I'm so happy. Oh wow. That makes me really happy. Congratulations, Crystal. I'm really, really happy for you. Okay, anyway, so like I was saying, how our program works is it's really designed about you, around you, your goals, and your time frame and your budget. We don't want you to get involved in this if you can't afford it. So you can get information free from here. We'll talk to you and stuff like that. But if we're doing the work, there's a fee associated with it. But there are parts of this that you can do and you can work on. We have some templates and stuff that we're more than willing to share with you on how to settle debt, how to pay off your credit cards using a snowball method and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, our purpose, our mission, our goal, we're here, we exist for fairness and opportunities. We want to make sure creditors are being fair to you, that they're the standard that they're holding you to are the same standard that they're applying for themselves. That they're not saying, hey, she was late, but oops, I forgot to report those 2 years where she paid on time. That's the standard. The standard is accurate, complete, verifiable in accordance with your Fair Credit Reporting Act and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and all the other laws that apply. Your consumer rights, they're there for you, and we want to make sure that they're being applied and that they're correct for you. The other thing is we want you guys to live a life that you deserve. The things that you want to do, we want you to do it. We want you to be able to do it, and we don't want this to be the thing that holds you back. So however we can help make that possible for you, that's what we're here for. I'm super excited. Crystal has made my whole day. Like, today was a rough day. I mean, it's Tuesday, so I'm loving talking to y'all, but and then this. Like, I'm happy. Like, my soul is happy for that. I'm really happy. Congratulations. Okay, so if you have more questions and you want to get started, you can always give us a call at 855-273-3663. The number's on the screen. You can visit us online at www.creditonusa.com. You can inbox us directly here on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, whichever one you're watching from. And until next time, you guys, I want you to, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands, use your hand sanitizer, do whatever it is that it takes to make sure that you are safe. However that looks like. If it's sanitizer, if it's washing hands, if it's social distancing, if it's breaking up with your boyfriend, whatever it takes to make sure that you're safe, be safe. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you guys again next time at 2:00 for next week's edition of Talk to Me Tuesday. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. So long for now.